Hello, everyone. I called this meeting because I wanted to get together and talk about Juan and the things that's been going on with school, get everybody to meet, and introduce you to the new social worker who's going to be involved in the planning and process with Juan. I thought maybe we could just go around and introduce yourselves to Mrs. Roberts and Juan, would you like to go first?
Buenos días, ¿cómo está? C. Lewis Martinez.
Thank you, Mr. Martinez.
I'm Miss Lopez. I'm going to be the interpreter for Mr. Martinez today.
Okay. And I'm Mrs. Roberts. I'm the school social worker.
All right. There was a couple things that I thought we could start off with. Maybe I could start off with hearing a little bit more about your concerns that you mentioned before. Do you mind?
Can I see your pins?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry.
I didn't go prepared.
Mr. Martinez seems to be having some issues because he feels that Juan is a good student, but he's been doing badly on tests. And he's tried to talk to Juan, but he hasn't given any options for him to, or he hasn't given him an idea of how he may better his school experience.
Okay. So, well, as a social worker, because I definitely want to let you guys know my position. I'm here strictly because there is some concern with Juan's grades. I mean, he's an excellent student. I've had an opportunity to look over his transcripts. He did exceptionally well in Texas. And of course, I want him to do well here. I mean, obviously, we definitely want him to do well here. But my concern would more so be what issues he's having. Are there services that are needed? You know, is there something that we can do as professionals? Can you just give me a little bit of background from you guys living in Texas and how things are going there?
Okay. Mr. Martinez feels that in Texas, they were more accepting of them being a Latino family, and they were more willing to work with them.
What part of Texas are you from?
Dallas.
Okay, that's understandable. And how long have you guys been living here in America?
5 years.
Crazy, you guys been here quite some time. Okay, and it's just you and Juan.
See.
Okay. And do you guys in Texas, did Juan have similar issues when it came to his academics? No. If I can ask you, what are some things, because you're his teacher, what are some things that you see that maybe we can kind of address to see if we have any services here for Juan and his dad?
Well, the biggest problem that started was when he first came to school, we didn't have an interpreter available.
Okay.
But now, since we have Miss Lopez, she's available every day that he attends and can help with that language barrier, because at first he came, Juan, you were like withdrawn, not talking very much because you didn't know. You told me you were unsure about how to communicate, and you seemed pretty lost most of the time, and you didn't understand the homework I would assign, and I would do my best. I'm not, my Spanish is very poor, and I've been working on it, but I'm still not up to par on that. And the other thing was that Juan mentioned that this area where we live in Arkansas, and it's, we're a really small town, there's not as many resources, and he doesn't have as many friends as he did in Texas. He mentioned that
Okay, so
several times.
It's a social thing. Okay, so Why don't you tell me a little bit about yourself? I would love to get to know you, just to see, what I can do to help you out. You want to talk about it?
Well, one doesn't really feel comfortable because of being Latino in this area and just feels criticized and that there's a lot of prejudices. And actually, I just wanted to clarify, like, both of them do understand English well. They just are having some trouble with being able to express themselves in English, and that's why I'm here.
Okay, so what I hear you saying is that it's not necessarily that you're having an issue with understanding what's going on. The biggest issue is that you don't feel accepted. That's why you can't make a lot of friends, and you're new here. And it's actually scary. Middle school is extremely scary. I mean, we can all say that we've been there before. So what is some things that you think that I can help you with here, especially with you getting friends and the issues that you're having with expressing yourself? Like, what is it that you think that I can do?
One would be interested in joining like a Spanish club or something where, there's other kids that can relate.
Okay, so before I tell you about our resources here, can you just give me a rundown of different things that Juan may have been included in when you guys were in Texas? Because I want to see if we have the same programs here that are similar, so that it won't be a big transition for him to kind of adjust to the new environment.
Okay. So Juan was in Spanish classes, or Spanish club, in Texas.
Okay.
And was also in a few sports. Soccer was one of them.
Are you doing good? Okay, so we have soccer. I think we do have soccer here.
Juan also
Yes,
had
we
a
have soccer.
tutor for English in Texas, but they haven't been able to find anyone willing to tutor.
Was the tutor in home, or was the tutor here was the tutor in school?
In both.
Okay. Okay. So I hear you say soccer. How long have you been playing soccer? 2 years. Okay, excellent. And you miss soccer? So what I can say is that we definitely have a Spanish club. We don't have it here in the school itself, but we have a YMCA. We are a rural community, but we do have a YMCA here that does have a Spanish club. We don't have as large of a population of Spanish people here in Arkansas, but we do have some. So the Spanish club is definitely something that we can look into. Now, sports, does the school have a soccer team? I'm not sure.
We have.
Okay.
It's co-ed. So.
Okay. And would you have a problem? Would you have a problem with her playing on a co-ed team? Okay.
As long as Juan is treated equally.
Okay. I mean, absolutely. That's what's most important. In regards to a tutor,
So actually, I was thinking I could probably tutor Juan at home.
Okay.
I don't know if it will work with my schedule to come to the school,
okay.
but I really think that it would be beneficial if it was at home and at school.
That
Yeah,
would
absolutely.
be really great
I agree.
because I have a copy of his grades, and is it okay if I share them with everyone? Okay. Here's the list. As you can see, who
I've already saw them.
And he has failed several of these classes here. He's done really well in gym class. And
Well, obviously, he loves soccer, so that's excellent.
So I don't think it's the comprehension that's the problem. I think it's just being able to articulate.
Absolutely. So I definitely agree with that. I know earlier on in the conversation, Juan expressed that he wasn't really comfortable with talking about this, and I didn't know if you guys wanted to continue on with what services we can put in place and where we go from here. I don't know if you guys want to send Juan back to class, or if you want him to hang out a little bit more with us, because I definitely want to get to know Juan most importantly, and then I want to get to know you, Dad, and see where can we bridge the gap, and that way for the best interest of Juan and his overall growth and progress, both in school and outside of school, because we definitely don't want you to feel like you're not welcome here. So, did you want to stay, or do you want to go ahead and go back to class? And you and I can meet later on down the line if need be. It's completely up to you, Dad.
Juan wants to go back to class.
Okay, so we can break for about 2 minutes. You want to walk Juan back to class?
Yeah, that'd be
Okay,
great.
and then you can just come
Okay.
back.
Let's go this way, one.
It was nice meeting you, Juan.
Bye, Juan. I'll see you at home for tutoring.
Okay, so now that Juan's decided to go back to class. So with you, Dad, I think my most important thing is, in order for us to put certain services in place, the concern would be your work schedule, because I saw that you have a new job. Congratulations. And I want to make sure that we're not conflicting with your work schedule and Juan's schedule. With us being a rural community, I know that he catches the bus. So I just want to make sure that there's no gap in supervision for him. So what type of schedule do you have? You work Monday through Sunday? Does it vary?
Mr. Martinez works 5 days a week from 9 to 5.
9 to 5. Okay.
There is a housekeeper in the home
Okay.
until he's home from work.
Okay, so 9 to 5. That's not too bad, because what time is school over for you guys? I know each district kind of does it a little bit different.
We get out at 3:05.
Okay, and I know the bus ride from here to home is about 45 minutes. So that puts us out about 3:45, 4 o'clock. So Juan would probably be with the housekeeper from 4 to 5. But I'm trying to incorporate both you and Juan getting the tutoring services, because I think we want to knock out 2 birds with 1 stone. Well, not literally, but to knock out 2 birds with 1 stone and kind of work with both of you. So do you think that you will be able, because this is something that I can actually draft up today, do you think that you'll be available to maybe tutor Juan from 4 to 5, and then with both Juan and Dad from 5 to 6? Like, does that work? Maybe
Sure.
twice a week?
I can do that.
Okay.
Because that would be really great, because
Absolutely.
I know that Juan will pick up these grades
Mhm.
if he gets these.
So I'm sorry. Mr. Martinez had a question and wanted to know if Juan would be able to catch up or get ahead on the classes that he's been behind in during the summer, maybe summer
Yes.
school or something like that.
The principal and the superintendent have talked because it was our fault for not getting the interpreter in time, and there was like a 6-week delay on that. We feel like that we really want to help him, get ahead by offering classes in between. One class will be in between the break, and then the other 2 will be in the summer that he needs to bring up. And then that way, as soon as next year starts, he will be right on track and be ready to go to high school soon.
And I will piggyback off of what she's saying. The buses still run for summer school and break school for Juan. And that's something, and I'm not sure if Texas is the same way, but we know Arkansas is extremely rural, and we definitely try to meet our families halfway with transportation. But in regards to, so now that we've addressed the tutoring, did Juan have any behavioral issues in the classroom? I mean, what are some things that you saw that maybe Dad may not be aware of?
Not necessarily from Juan,
Okay.
but we did have several students in the class that were making fun of him. I addressed that and sent those students to the office, but that's when Juan shut down more after that. We had a lot of bullying issues. And I addressed that with the children's parents who were involved in that, and it hasn't happened since, but it happened several times until I finally put a stop to it by getting the parents involved in that. But I don't know if it's happening anywhere else. I know it's not happening in the classroom or anytime I'm around. But he still isn't as open as he was when he on the first day. So I don't know if.
Does Juan have any siblings? And how do you feel about that, Mr. Martinez? Did he experience that in Texas at all? No. Okay.
I think it's hard because there's not a huge Latino population here. So, they don't really have a cultural community to, get together with other
Absolutely, and I understand.
families.
And I think the school's population of Latinos, because you guys have about, 400 middle schoolers here? You
Yes.
guys might not even have 100 Latinos.
Right.
So,
We barely have
Okay.
45
okay,
students that have.
of Spanish dialect.
Mr. Martinez was wondering if there's any way you could advocate for there to be a Latino
Absolutely.
member on the school board,
Okay.
so that way,
There is someone that they can identify with. It's definitely needed, and I agree with that. And also, what I wanted to say is that we do have other parents of Latino descent, and they do have their own it's not the Spanish Club, but they have their own meeting where they are really big in community and bringing the kids together. And I can definitely put you in contact with some of them if you're okay with that.
Jeez,
So someone can reach out to you, because we have a few parents who've been here for years, and they are extremely big on maintaining that. Because you guys, it's just you and Juan, and I want you guys to have extended family here outside of obviously your family from whichever wherever you come from. So I can definitely inquire about that with them and seeing if they would be willing to reach out to you and kind of setting some stuff up. With in regards to your question about a Latino member on the school board, I do agree. I think that it is definitely needed. That's something that I can bring up into our committee. I'm just jotting some notes down.
Gracias.
I'm always in a bunch of meetings, so my mind is always all over the place. And I'll definitely inquire how we can get that started, because this is not the first time I've heard that. So I do think that there is a need for a familiar face. Now, we've already addressed some grades. Did you have any other concerns? There were no behavioral issues really to note.
Oh, I'm sorry. Mr. Martinez said he has to get to work soon.
Oh, okay. So we can go ahead and wrap this up. So as of right now, I'm going to give you my oh my goodness, I don't have a business card with me. When we get ready to leave, I'll give you my business card. I'll get your contact information, your current contact information, and we can kind of put in. We can come back together and put a plan together, and because I want to definitely make sure that Juan, he reaches his fullest potential. And I'm so happy that you were able to meet with us. I really appreciate it. And we can come back together once we have the plan together and the services are in place.
Okay.
And then we can rock and roll. And I'll definitely be a liaison. We'll definitely work with you more
I'd love
to be able to get everything happening and together. Is that okay?
Sounds
All right. So it was definitely nice meeting you.
Gracias.
Thank you, and thank you so
Gracias.
much for being here
Thank you.
today. And I'll give you my contact information, and then you guys can contact me. and we
Okay.
can keep that one.
That sounds good.
Okay, thank you so much.
It's gonna be all